guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Joshua De La Victoria. I am a guitarist based in Southern California. I'm actually on tour right now, so I have a few days off and I'm back home, but heading out this weekend again, and I am touring in Sungazer. So I'm playing guitar for Sungazer, and Sungazer is bass player Adam Neely, drummer Sean Crowder, and saxophone extraordinaire Jared Yee. It's been a ton of fun so far. We've played 10 shows. So we played 8 shows in San Francisco, 2 shows in LA, finished the last LA show last night, and then I have a few days off, and then we're going to Denver, Colorado, and then a few more dates in Texas, and then we're good. These October shows have been a ton of fun. So if you have a chance, please come to a show, say hi, check out the music. It's a lot of fun, a lot of guitar playing. Yeah. So this video was gonna kind of be about a new Overdrive that I've recently acquired, and I've been really enjoying it. And that pedal is this guy. So this is the Origin Effects Halcyon Green Overdrive. Now I came across Origin Effects years ago when I bought this pedal, which is the Cali 76. This is like the compact 3-knob version. And this, after getting this, it has not left my board. And for me, it's an always on pedal. So I just kind of leave this compression on anytime I play because it has like that studio compression sound kind of thing. And I really like having a very polished guitar tone. I've always liked tube screamers. When I saw that Origin Effects released one, and it has a couple really cool features that we'll talk about, I kind of just had to try it. So I reached out to them. Thankfully, we were able to get a pedal, and thank you, Origin Effects. I very much appreciate it. So this is going to be kind of going over some of the tones that I've been really enjoying. Also, just like as a side note, this thing is built like a freaking tank. Both these pedals are. They're like completely solid metal. The knobs are metal. Like they feel freaking solid, you know. I have so much gear break on me because I just use it so damn much. Also, I feel like maybe I'm just slightly unlucky. I feel like I've had way too many things break on me. But either way, these pedals I've had no issues at all. I am running my signal chain. It's going into my quad cortex, and then I'm going to the send out into this pedal, the compressor, and then immediately from the compressor, it's going into the Halcyon Green Overdrive, and then from the Green Overdrive, it's going to the return of the quad cortex, and then it's going through the matchless DC30 model into the matchless cab, and then I added a little bit of reverb in the quad cortex, and then that's going straight to Logic in stereo. And then the guitar I'm using is actually my very new, and I'm very excited about it, Iconic Guitars Carlsbad. So that's this guitar right here. It is absolutely beautiful. I am going to do a dedicated video about this guitar and what makes it so special, but just because this is the first video where I'm going to be using it, I kind of wanted to show it off real quick. So I think the next thing I wanted to do was talk about the different features of this pedal. On the original Tube Screamer, it's a very simple pedal. There's only 3 knobs. There's no switches. It's just like, I think volume, drive, and like tone is in the middle or something like that. So immediately this pedal feels a bit different because there are 4 knobs, and there's these 2 switches. I guess I'll kind of go over what the knobs do. They're pretty straightforward. So starting on the left side, on the bottom is the dry knob. So this is the knob that is not included on a normal Tube Screamer. It's basically, it allows you to blend your dry signal back into your tone. So on a normal Tube Screamer, this is happening, but you have no control of it. So there's a a certain amount of dry signal that's being passed through that you have no control over. So if you don't like it, it's kind of like too bad. So there's some pedals that allow a dry signal through, some pedals that don't. I've always kind of I've been used to it. I know some people really don't like it. It's not a huge deal to me. I feel like it can sound good depending on the amp. I will say I like how it sounds with dry signal coming through more if the amp is on like an edge of breakup tone. I think I don't love it when the amp is super clean and you're getting that dry pass through, because it just has this weird like clean guitar and overdrive at the same time. So not my favorite thing in the world. With a mid-game amp, I actually do kind of like it. Most of the time when I'm using this pedal, I actually have the dry knob at about noon. The next knob is your level knob, which is just pretty much how loud you want this pedal to be, how much you want to push your amp. I kind of adjust it depending on the tone that I'm using. I like it so that when I hit an overdrive, my volume boosts just a little bit. I don't need a huge boost, but just enough to where it feels a bit bigger than my clean tone. I'll usually have that around noon or maybe a little bit, maybe like 1-ish. Drive is just the amount of overdrive that you have. And then tone is just shaping the EQ. So if you put it all the way to the left, it's going to be very dark. If you put it all the way to the right, it's going to be very bright. Let's talk about voice. This is a switch, and the switch lets you choose between 808 and mod. So 808 is just like the classic Tube Screamer sound. So this is basically affecting where the Tube Screamer is giving you a mid push. A big sound from a Tube Screamer is that mid hump. So what mid hump means is that all the EQs in your mids are being pushed by this overdrive. So when you turn it on, you have way more mids than you did with it off, I guess. So, but this voicing lets you choose kind of which frequencies are being pushed. On the left side, it's a normal Tube Screamer, so the mids are being pushed where a normal Tube Screamer would be pushing the mids. And then on the mod, it actually moves those mids a little bit higher up. They describe it as more of like a resonant character. I know that I prefer having the mid hump higher on darker pickups, right? So like on this guitar, if I'm going to be recording and I'm going to be staying on the neck pickup, so this guy right here, I know that this pickup can be dark with a Tube Screamer. So when I use the Halcyon Green Overdrive with this pickup, I flick the switch to mod and you can hear that it's much more, there's a lot more clarity. So you don't get like that muddiness. So one of the tones that I'm going to be showing off today is this setting. On the other two, on the split or the middle position and the bridge position, I use it on the 808 setting. So it kind of depends on the guitar and it depends even on the pickups. I think if I'm playing a live show, I would probably just leave it on 808. I don't know, I guess it could be a thing that you change in the moment. So the other setting that they have on this, the switch, is like one of their big selling features. So this is the adapt switch. So there's 3 settings here. There's the one all the way to the left, which is just like a circle, which I think is off. So there's none of the adapt functionality. It's just like a normal Tube Screamer. And then all the way to the right is position 1. And then in the middle is position 2. This is something that I very much enjoy. And it's what I think has made me like this pedal so much. What adapt does is, okay, normally on a Tube Screamer, when you roll down the volume, you lose a lot of frequencies in a way that I don't like. So what this pedal does, and I'll kind of show you switching between it turned off and position 2, you retain all those frequencies that you really want. It's very cool. I have no idea how they did it, but it's a very cool setting. So I always leave it on position 2. Position 1 and position 2 do the same thing, but position 2 is just a more intense version of it. I guess without further ado, we can show off some tones and do some testing between the off and the on of the adapt switch, the 808 and the mod switch, what the dry tone, what the dry knob does, and get some Tube Screamer-y sounds. So this first tone is pretty much everything at noon, and then the adapt switch is off, and the voicing is on the classic 808. So this is kind of like stock settings, I guess. So you can compare everything to this sound, and then I'll do it on all three pickups, and you'll kind of hear how the different pickups sound. And then from there, we'll do two other tones. So I'm going to be doing the middle position, which is these two retro sound pickups. Both P90s, and then I'm going into the Cali 76 and the Halcyon. Okay, now on the neck position. So it's a bit warmer for sure. It gets a little muddy. Some of the notes kind of blend together in a certain way. I'll show you what that sounds like in a little bit when I flip the switch to the mod setting. But before that, this is the bridge pickup. Cool, let's do another tone. So this is with the drive turned all the way down. I boosted the level a little bit just because the drive's turned so much down that I wanted to bring back some of that level. The tone knob is turned up a little bit. The dry is actually turned all the way down, so there's no dry signal being passed through. And then I'm using the adaptive switch. I'm on position 2. I am on the mod setting for the voice. I'm also turning down the volume a little bit on my guitar. Just cleans up a little bit in a cool way. And then, so I think right now would be a good time to show you the difference between adapt setting and no adapt. So I'm going to play a couple things, and then I'm going to cut to the same thing, the same part, but without the adapt turned on. So as you can tell, it's a pretty huge difference, and it just kind of depends on what guitar you're playing, what amp you're playing into, the part. So it's just another option to have that's just really nice to have. Let's do one more tone. So that was kind of like a dark lead tone. For that one, I have the dry knob about halfway. I turned the drive all the way up, volume backed it off a little bit so that I'm not pushing the amp too much and I'm not clipping anything. The tone knob, I turned all the way down to get that really dark tone. I'm using the 808 voicing, and I'm using no adaptive setting. And then on the guitar, I'm just on the bridge pickup, and then I'm rolling down the tone even more on my guitar. So that kind of gets you that dark but still articulate lead tone. So thank you guys so much for watching this YouTube video. I hope you enjoy gear content as much as I do. Definitely check out Origin Effects. They are an awesome company. I bought that Cali 76 years ago and I've never once regretted it. Leave a comment. Let me know what other gear I should be checking out. I've been kind of slowly getting back into the pedal world. So I'm kind of on the hunt for some new stuff. I'm thinking maybe some more kind of weird wet effects would be really cool. I know the microcosm is definitely on my list of things that I would like to check out. If there's any other suggestions, please let me know. Cool. Make sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye.